And we are recording.
Okay, so Facebook.
Yep, you just sign under your. In the upper right corner, you should see a little drop-down arrow, and you should be able to click on that, and then you should see an option for Manage Ads. That'll take you right there as well. Right below that, yep.
Okay.
All righty, so now you've got that ad account there. Go ahead and click on your name on the left. And so today we're going to cover a few different topics, but before we dive in, give me any feedback, comments, concerns, questions that you have based on our last call last week.
Well, I don't remember a hell of a lot of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's all right.
I have another page that I'd like to get up and move into, but
Okay.
you know, I'm not in a big hurry for that as long as I get one of them going.
Yep. And when you say another page, do you mean another Facebook page that you want to tie into this?
Yeah.
Okay. You already have that page created?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. So let's tie that in then. First thing we're going to need to do is in the upper right corner, do you notice how there's no ads that you see on your screen? That's because we created this business account. So in the upper right corner, if you click on your name and your face, there's a little drop-down arrow. You should see that you can select your Northern California Realty there.
Okay.
All right, so upper right corner, let's go ahead and click on the hamburger.
This one?
Very upper left corner, the three little lines.
Oh, left corner, sorry.
All right. And we're going to go ahead and click on business settings in the far right column there. There we go. And should pop up here in a sec.
Why are you pending?
I shouldn't be pending.
So I need to approve something or do something?
No, you shouldn't need to. Let me check my email. I don't know why I never accepted that. I should have to click on a link that you sent me though. Let me find it in my email.
I'll let you do that. I'm going to grab something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I've got it.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and let's add that page. We're going to add that page in. So on the right-hand side, or the left-hand side, you should see the word pages.
Yeah. Click on it.
And click on that. Yep. And then at the top, you're going to see a big blue button that says add. So you can add that other page there.
Add a page. Just add a page.
Yep. And then you should be able to start going in.
That's it right there. Okay. Sounds like you're doing a lot of typing.
Yeah, I'm kind of documenting on this end. I'm trying to find out where it's at. But we can keep going. So is that the other page that you needed to add? Any other pages?
No, that's it.
All right, beautiful. So let's go ahead and go back to the ads manager then. So in the upper left corner. Yep, click on that. And then click on ads manager. Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and hit create.
Okay.
All right, and we're going to go ahead and hit start over. Let's go ahead and, so we talked about the different ad types and we stopped there. So we didn't get into any of the audiences and anything. So today we're going to cover the audiences. We're going to cover also like the ad copy and kind of some best practices around that. So go ahead and hit the word start over.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and do traffic today. And refresh my memory, what does traffic mean if we do a traffic ad?
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know if I got a good explanation of that.
All right, so hover over the little I that's next to the word traffic, and you should see a little explanation. See if that helps.
Okay, so
I'm trying to kind of put you on the spot here because I want to make sure once we're done with training, you feel comfortable with all the different ad types and everything that we can do.
all right. Send more people to a destination on or off Facebook, such as a website, app, or messenger conversation. So yeah, this would help to put people to my website. Am I right?
Yep, that's exactly it. So that's the big way that you're going to use that part.
Okay.
Yep. So let's go ahead and do traffic. And so now that you understand what traffic is, it's basically, you're playing traffic cop. That's the easiest way to remember it. You're directing people, that traffic, right to your website. So we'll go ahead and do traffic today.
All right. There's an error showing in the bottom right. Do you see that?
Yeah, you can go ahead and click away from it.
Click that, close it?
Yeah, you can close that.
Okay.
And then let's go ahead and just name the campaign. Let's name it, Richard Test, or, label it something test, so that way we know it's not going to be a real ad.
This here?
Yep. So go ahead and type in, you can just type in the word test so we know it's a test.
Got it.
Go ahead and hit continue at the bottom. All right, so this is the page that we haven't explored at all. So what this is basically, so on the left-hand side, you've got kind of like a guide, if you will, of all of the different things that are included in a campaign. So if you think of a campaign as like a marketing campaign, when you used to do like a drip email or you used to send out postcards, that's a marketing campaign that you were doing. Same exact thing that we're doing with Facebook. So we chose the type of campaign, which is, hey, I want to drive more traffic to my website. So now we get to basically decide who do we want to actually send to your website. So the cool thing about Facebook is you can actually tell Facebook, hey, I want to target people that live in this area, this neighborhood, people between these ages, these demographics. So what I'm about to show you is both scary and also really, really exciting. So there's a ton of data that Facebook has that is just unbelievable. I always give kind of the example. I'm here in San Diego, so if I wanted to, I could say, hey, I want to target people who are in the military between the ages of 20 and 30 years old that are in this branch of the military that like playing video games and they're into an acoustic guitar. I could literally get that specific with Facebook if I wanted to. The other thing is I could get us really specific and say, hey, I want to target people who are stay-at-home moms that work out at this gym every day. So what we're going to basically do is we're going to create those different audiences. Before we do, talk to me about who's your audience right now. Who's like, what does your first-time home buyer actually look like in your market?
Well, that's a difficult question. Actually, I'm working with two or three of them right now, and they're all pretty young, in their 20s.
Okay. And are those people who have recently relocated to that area? Have they been in the area and they've been renting? Are they college kids that just graduated? What do they look like?
Well, they're renters. They've lived in the area or grew up in the area. They're actually kind of referrals.
Okay.
They know me from my kids.
Okay. What about any other like first time buyers that you're working with or worked with in the past?
Oh gosh, now you are putting me on the spot.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I work with first-time buyers every year. It's just I can't, off the top of my head, remember one, except a few that I'm
So
working with now.
yeah, yeah, and so I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but what I'm trying to get you to do is kind of create like almost like a stereotype.
Right,
So if you think of like luxury buyers, a luxury buyer is obviously someone who's got money, but what typically type of jobs do they have? Oh, they're engineers, they're CEOs of companies, they're attorneys, they're doctors. So as you're creating Facebook ads, I want you to kind of stereotype who you think these people are. And the reason I suggest you doing that is because you can literally tell Facebook, hey, these are the people that I want to target. So it's pretty fascinating. So if you go ahead and scroll down for me a little bit, all right, you should see that big blue box. Right next to that blue box, you should see everyone in this location. Do you see that?
everyone in this
Yep.
location, yeah.
Click on that drop down.
Do I need to get rid of this blue box?
Yeah, you can.
There we go. People who live in this location recently in this
Yep.
traveling in this location. So
Pretty
everyone
fascinating, right?
in this location?
Yep. So this is pretty fascinating though. So I'm in San Diego. I've got more of like a destination type of a market, right? Everyone comes here from vacation and then they realize they want to move here. So we get a lot of transplants. No one's really from San Diego. So
Right.
for me, I typically choose people who have recently traveled in this location, and it's kind of different. So when I ask you kind of to know the demographic of people that you're working with, I'd probably choose everyone in this location. And then right below the word United States, it'll give you the ability to actually type in a city. So you're in Cottonwood, is that right?
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and right below that, you should see where it says type to add more locations right to the right. And go ahead and just type in Cottonwood right there.
California. Got it?
Yep. Okay. Now, do you notice how it actually says 25-mile radius now?
Right.
So go ahead and click on the 25-mile radius. Here's the other cool thing that you can do. So you could go as little as, 10 miles. You can do up to a 50-mile radius. So pretty powerful information there.
Right.
So I don't know your market obviously as well as I know mine, but what do people typically like within a 25-mile radius? Is that kind of where they stick? Is it usually a lot of people from Redding? Do you get people, up from Mount Shasta moving down there as well, or what does that look like?
Well, more of the people from Redding stick around Redding or Cottonwood. Cottonwood's a small community sort of town. People stick pretty close to it.
Okay.
Anderson's
So
kind
25
of
miles.
down, but
Okay.
this actual radius is too far south for me. It runs too far south. I don't go
It
down
runs
there.
too far south. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to choose Redding then. I might choose the city of Redding. So if you go ahead and type in Redding.
Okay. Hold on, man. Add more locations or.
Yep. You're going to add another location. So type in Redding. There you go, and it's got Redding, California. And then you can, right above that, you can go ahead and hit Cottonwood. You can close that one out. So there should be a little red, little X next to it. Nope.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing that you can do is you can type in like a zip code. I usually don't recommend that.
Okay.
And this is why. People tend to not really update their Facebook address. So for me, for example, I've lived in San Diego like 12 years, and I've moved, I think, 5 times, and not once have I ever updated, my actual mailing address on Facebook. Just not something a lot of people do. So usually I'd recommend, 100 out of 100 times, I usually always recommend doing just what we did there. Type in the city, do a mile radius. That way you're going to kind of capture the people that you want to go after. The other thing is over on the right-hand side now, you're going to see the words audience size.
Right.
And it's actually going to give you a kind of an approximate number. So it looks like you're going to potentially reach about 140,000 people. Do you see that?
Yep.
All right. So obviously the more that you move that mile radius up, that number will change. The other thing is it's basing it off of your daily budget. So as we change your budget, you're going to see that number go both up and down.
Okay.
Right below that, you're going to see estimated daily reach. Do you see that?
Yes.
So every day you can reach potentially 820 to 5,100 people. And they're also estimating you could get a minimum of 49 clicks to your website. And I know that because it literally tells me all of that.
Now, is that my website or is that to my Facebook page?
Nope, that's going to be to your Facebook page.
Okay.
Nope. So now let's go ahead and scroll down just a little bit. All right, and where it says detailed targeting, right above where your mouse is, right there, you can go ahead and start typing in some demographics. So go ahead and just type in the word like Zillow, for example. Actually, let me back up here real quick. Can I go off on a little bit of a tangent real quick just to kind of give you an idea of how amazing this data is we're about to follow?
Sure.
I'm going to steal your mouse real quick. All right, and I'm going to go to a few different websites. So I'm a big sports guy. Looks like you are as well. I go to ESPN on my computer. All of these, so I would say 99% of websites, they have what's called a Facebook pixel installed on it. So you and I talked about a Facebook pixel last time, correct?
Right.
So what that means is basically when someone visits ESPN.com, if they have a Facebook pixel installed, it actually sends all of your browsing information back to Facebook. So it knows if you go on Google and you type in Bryce Harper contract, Bryce Harper Philadelphia Phillies, it's going to start to pay attention to that behavior. Everything you literally type online is pretty much being tracked by Facebook these days, which is, as I mentioned, it's both terrifying and really, really cool. So what we can do is on Facebook, we can target people and say, hey, I want to target anyone who's recently been to ESPN.com. Maybe I'm selling like a sports medicine drink, or, my product that I'm selling, on Facebook is going towards athletes. Mm-hmm. So Facebook has this pixel on millions and millions of websites. I have it on my website. Every realtor has it on their website. And it's tracking all your browsing data. The other thing is it looks like Google Chrome. And so Google has a bunch of data based on all your search histories, what you bookmark, all of that. So if that doesn't scare you, let me go to Facebook real quick and also show you something. So I'm going to click on Melissa Hunt, one of your friends.
Yeah, she's a realtor.
She's a realtor, okay. So all of this information about Melissa, it looks like she's self-employed. It looks like she used to be the vice mayor. I've got all of this information here.
Yeah.
On top of that, I can see everything that she literally types, every single word. So if I talk about, if I constantly am talking about Donald Trump, then that means I have an interest towards Donald Trump. So it literally tracks everything that you type, everything that you comment, everything that you share. So if she shared an article from CNN.com, she now has an interest in CNN.com or ESPN.com. So it literally knows all of this information about everyone from their Facebook profiles, but also everything that they're doing online. So it's pretty crazy, all the amount of data that it has. But I could target people who recently went to this college. I could exclude real estate agents from seeing my ads. So you can get really, really, really specific with Facebook. And so that was kind of the rabbit trail I wanted to go off real quick for you there. But any other questions in regards to that?
No. I get that. I've monkeyed around with that a little bit. But yep. I get it, yeah.
So with that being said, we're going to target people. So randomly, rather than just kind of putting an ad out there and targeting everyone who's in Reading, I want to target people who are actually shopping for real estate. Right. So people who are shopping for real estate, typically they go to websites like Zillow, they go to Trulia, they go to Redfin, they go to Realtor.com. So let's just go ahead and we're going to create an audience now of people who are interested in real estate. So why don't you go ahead and type in, you already typed in Zillow, but now you notice that there's 3 different options there that pop up on your screen.
Right.
So if you look to the right of that, you're going to notice there's what's called interest, which is exactly what we were just kind of going all over the internet. I'm interested in Zillow because I recently went to Zillow.com. You can target people who work at Zillow, and I know that because it says employers.
Right.
If I had a specific job title, like senior engineer or something like that, it'll actually show you job title. And then right below that, you're going to also see there's another interest for Premier Agent, Zillow and Trulia. Do you know what that is?
Premier agents, that would be like me paying Zillow to be one of their agents.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So a guy like me, I do pay-per-click for a living. I would want to target people who use Zillow and they pay Zillow money. I could put an ad in front of them that says, hey, sick of wasting your money on ads with Zillow? Click here to learn what Chris at Interact can do to help.
There you go.
I could have a lot of fun with it. But for you, we're going to go ahead and target buyers. So let's go ahead and click that top one.
Right.
And then go ahead and type in Trulia.
Interest.
All right. Yep. And then let's go ahead and type in Redfin.
Is there no?
All one word. Yeah, all one word.
Interests. Realtor.com.
Yep, that's a good one.
Interests. Now there's 2 interests for Realtor.com.
Yep, I would select both of them.
Okay. Oh.
All right.
Okay. Any other ones?
Yeah, I would also do homes.com. Maybe they got rid of that one. Type in .com after it.
There it is. I just didn't capitalize.
Yep. And then here's the cool thing is now that you've typed in like 6 different things, you can click on the word suggestions next to it.
Right.
And it'll pop up a bunch of similar behaviors that they might recommend. So you could really have a lot of fun and go through and kind of create these big audiences. The other thing I didn't point out is hover over the word house hunting, for example, there at the top. You notice on the right-hand side, it says that there's 139,000 people that fall into that.
Right.
So it's pretty cool as you hover over these. you know, you hover over some of them in like mortgage loans. Mortgage loans should be pretty huge as well. But yeah, real estate people who are interested in real estate, 300 million people.
Right.
That's massive. So you can do some of those type of searches. But yeah, I mean, typically I would recommend kind of keeping it a little more broad right now to start. So we're going to go ahead and click away from that. And then right below that, you're going to see exclude people.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
So let's go ahead and type in realtors there. All right, now you're going to target, actually just type in the word realtor without the S. And then go ahead and scroll down and find people that have the job title realtor, or they're an employer is job title, or employer is realtors. Keep going down. I think it's towards the bottom. There's none that are showing up right now. Interesting. Go ahead and scroll. I didn't see any of them there when you typed in realtor. Type in lowercase r. That's really weird, unless they just changed something over the weekend.
yeah. Same.
Yeah, they might have gotten rid of it over the weekend, it looks like.
California Association of Realtors.
Yeah, you could exclude those people. Go ahead and type in real estate now with the space in between those two words.
Broker.
So we're going to find job title now. Yep, you see it?
Yeah. Broker would be one, right?
Let's only do the job titles.
Okay.
Job title and then employer. You should see it right there. There's a couple of them at the bottom.
Oh, job title. There we go.
Yeah, and it looks like they just moved some of those categories into this one. So yeah, type in real estate a few more times, and exclude all of those job titles and all of those employers.
Oh, damn. What just happened?
It's a little sensitive.
I just do it again?
Yeah, go ahead and type it in again.
Well, I was going to copy and paste the damn thing, so I had it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Job titles, real estate associate. Manager. Fields of study, job titles, paralegal. Is that somebody I'm afraid of?
I'd probably exclude him if I were you.
Okay. Agent broker. Yeah, looked like there was one more.
There's a bunch of them.
Employers.
Employer at the bottom. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so here's the really cool part now. So go ahead and click away from that. You should see right below that, it says save this audience. This is going to be your best friend.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah.
And so the cool part is what you can actually do here is we can save this audience. So go ahead and click on save audience. All right, and let's go ahead and name this like Reading local buyers.
Where do I put that in? Here?
Right there, yep, erase that number.
Save.
Yep, you're going to go ahead and hit save. Now, this is the cool part. So go ahead and hit save, and once you do, it'll now save that audience. Now, last piece that we have to do is we have to adjust the daily budget. So right now, you're set up as $20 a day, right? That's probably a little too much. So here's some best practices that I'd recommend with Facebook ads. At a very, very bare minimum, I would say do $5 a day and run the ad for a minimum of 4 days. So you're looking at about 20 bucks every time you run a Facebook ad. That's a good kind of measuring stick. When I teach agents this, a lot of agents get really, really trigger happy where they'll run an ad for 1 day and then they'll shut it down because they're not seeing the results they want. But one kind of thing I've noticed about Facebook is sometimes they'll decide to spend your money really, really quickly. Sometimes they'll just kind of gradually see if you're serious about spending money. But over the course of a couple days, you'll see kind of momentum pick up with it. So let's go ahead and change it to $5 a day. All right, and once you go ahead and click away from that, you're going to notice this potential reach changes on the right-hand side. You notice how the audience size is now 36,000?
What was it before? I didn't look at it.
It was, I think, like 120,000 or something.
No.
Yep. So, but now it's saying daily results are unavailable. So go ahead and scroll up for me. I'm wondering what else we put in there. Scroll down just a little bit. So we've got 18 people who match Zillow, excluding all those realtors. Yeah, that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll down. We've got $5 a day. And then you're going to notice you can also put an end date. So right below that budget of $5 a day, you'll notice it actually gives you the option to do, you can do an end date. You see that?
Set a start and end date?
Yep. So if you wanted to start that ad, today, you could do that. You could run it for, obviously a month. You could say, hey, I want to run this through this week. So you can basically schedule it so that way you don't, spend a specific amount of money.
Well, I don't mind doing it for 7 straight days to test it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and put it for 7 days then.
Are we setting up an ad today?
No, but just so you know how to do it. So today's you got to go back a month.
Oh, today's the 11th, 18th.
Yep, there you go. And go ahead and click away from it, and it should change that date. All right, and then let's go ahead and hit continue. All right. So now that we've, so if you look on the left-hand side, you've got that guide again. You've got, okay, we've went over the objective, we went over the, traffic, we've gone over who we're actually going to be targeting. We've covered the audience, and we've gone over the budget. So the last piece of this is we've got to now say, okay, which Facebook page do I want to assign this to? So you'll notice at the top it says Lake California Real Estate page.
Right.
So right there, you should be able to toggle back and forth between the 2 pages that you have.
Yeah, I'd rather do it off Northern California Realty to start with.
Yep, I would as well. And then right below that, you've got your Instagram account. It looks like it's pulling in your Instagram. Go ahead and click on that drop-down menu. Scroll back up a little bit. Right below where you, yeah, right there. Yep. So if you had another Instagram account with that other Facebook page, you'd be able to toggle back and forth. But that Instagram page is fine. We linked that last time.
Okay.
Yep. So now we've got to choose what are called the different formats. So you've got what's called carousel. Are you familiar with what a carousel ad looks like?
Well, you can click across it, to get various pictures.
Yep, exactly. So that's what
switches pictures.
Yep, exactly. So carousel ads do pretty well. the downside of them, or is there more kind of like a square type of an image? Whereas if you use a single image, it's more kind of that widescreen type of a photo. Both options work really, really well. The other thing that you have the ability to do is you can do videos. So you should see the middle option. If I were you, probably starting out, I would probably just do a single image. So before we do create this, let's create an ad for Cottonwood. Now, can you open up a new tab and go to your website and pull up a list of like Cottonwood properties for me?
Okay. Oh, what the hell happened there?
Let's see, CaliforniaRealty.com. That was a good question.
It's looking it up now. Well, it doesn't usually take that long to load.
Really? Yeah, they might be having problems this morning, it looks like.
Yeah, there was some kind of weird error message there.
Let me pull up your website as well on mine and see if it takes forever to load on my end.
What I have is a pretty new computer with, like, there it is, 12 gig speed and shit. I shouldn't have too many clogging problems.
Yeah, it could be your internet. It pulled for me right away. Yeah, let's do Cottonwood.
Okay.
Mine loaded real quick for me, just so you know.
I think I might click away from Melissa Hunt here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Close her window. Now, see, we're having trouble loading again. Oh. Do you get right to the Cottonwood page?
Let me click on that page. I just went to the home page. Cottonwood. I think it might be something going on with your site. It took a little bit longer, but no, it pulls up 57 listings for me. Go ahead and refresh that.
How the hell do I do that?
In the upper left corner of your screen, right there. Click on that little X. Go to X, yep, and then hit reload.
There we go. Wow. Okay.
All right, so on this page, let's go ahead and we're going to use this link at the top. So you notice how that link, northerncaliforniarealty.com / blah, blah, blah. We need to copy that whole link because once people click on that, for Cottonwood, the ad itself, we want to take them right to this page. Now, okay. Do you know if you have lead capture turned on this page right now?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and test it. Just go ahead and click on and look at one of those Cottonwood properties. And then do you know how many times how many properties I need to look at before it asks for contact info?
It should after the first one.
Okay, let's just make sure that works.
Yeah, if my damn computer would load, holy Christ. It may be my Wi-Fi. I have AT&T Wi-Fi in here.
Do you? Yeah, I think it's your internet right now.
Should I click on this X?
Hold off on just a sec because I think it'll throw off your lead capture if you refresh this page.
Oh, okay. Should I try it again? Well, I don't know how to try it again unless I go back to the beginning.
Yeah. why don't you go ahead? This is taking way too long to load. Go ahead and refresh that again.
Finally stopped again. I was going to try to reload it. Okay, so there we go. All right, now we'll click that one. There we go. Ah, there. Quick search. Okay, lead capture didn't come on there. Is it going to lead capture me?
It should, because I don't know if you're logged in or not.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I was going to say in the upper right corner, it does say log in, so.
It does?
Yeah, well, yeah, like you have to log in.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this on my end as well for us to see if it loads a little faster here. And mine's loading a lot faster, so it's probably on your end. Might be your internet, it sounds like.
Yeah.
But it's let me look at 3 properties, just so you know.
Really?
And then I got an error. Actually, I think this is an issue with your website company.
Yeah, I've been waiting for him to call me, as a matter of fact.
Your web guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, I'm going to take a screenshot of this here, and I'm going to email it to you. That way you can give it to him, because this is a common problem, unfortunately, with like websites that have like slow load times. But, so let's just assume, I'm an optimistic guy, so let's assume that this loaded fine. So now that we've got that page, and then if I were you, I might harass him and also ask about that lead capture, or do you know if you're able to adjust those lead settings?
I don't think that I can.
Okay.
I think I have to have him do it. God, this is aggravating the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's taking forever.
They may be having an issue because it never acts like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I sent that over to you too, so you can give it to him when you're on the phone. Okay, but we did copy that link. So let's go ahead and let's click back to Facebook then, just for time's sake. All right, and let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit for me. So now you can type in, obviously a description. You can type in a website URL. So let's go ahead and paste in that website URL. Yep, right there. Paste in that link for Cottonwood that you copied. All right, now right above that, you should see the word text. So go ahead and just type in the word, this is text.
This is text?
Yeah, just so you can see kind of where all of these different captions go.
Okay.
All right, and now you should see right below it, it says headline, Cottonwood, California.
Yes.
So do you see, if you look over on the right-hand side now, do you see, it gives you an example of this ad. It pulled up a photo from your website, and then right above it, it says, this is text. And then it should say the word Cottonwood, California there. That's your headline. So basically, that's the stuff that you have control over. So when you're creating a new ad, your headline obviously has got to be something that's kind of short and sweet, that's really engaging for consumers. So, one of you all homes for sale in Cottonwood, something like that. That's what I would put, obviously in that headline. Want to search all homes available in Cottonwood between 300,000 and 400,000, click the link below or something like that. So, so a headline makes a big, big difference there. Any questions in regards to that?
No.
All right. Now, are you familiar with emojis at all?
Yeah, somewhat.
So,
my phone, I don't use my phone for anything.
Okay. So what we could do, go to this website for me. So open up a new website.
A new
And go to
window.
a new tab. Keep this open, but go to Emoji, EMOJIPE. Do you see Emojipedia right below it? Go ahead and click on that. And if you go ahead and click on that website, if I were you, I would bookmark this site. Emojis, they're kind of in my space, they consider them thumb stoppers. And what that means is basically as you're scrolling through your Facebook on your phone, emojis for some reason, when you use them in your ads, it gets people to kind of stop and pay attention to it. Me personally, I stayed away from them forever just because I felt like I was a 17-year-old little boy when I used them. But from a marketing standpoint, they really do work. So it's just one of those things that I had to embrace. So go ahead and type in the word home or house right here. And then go ahead and hit search. And so you notice how you've got this house emoji. So like the house with garden, like the 4th or 5th one down, go ahead and click on that.
House what?
Yep,
House with garden?
Right there. Yep, go ahead and click on it. Now you're going to notice it actually gives you the ability to just hit the word copy right there at the top in the middle.
Right.
Yep. And then go ahead and click on that. Okay, so we're going to put that in the ad, but if you notice, if you scroll down a little bit, that's what it's going to look like on an iPhone, where it says the word Apple, and then Google, that's what it's going to look like on Android. So it's going to show you what these emojis actually look like as people are viewing them on their phone.
Oh, I see.
So if you go ahead and now click back, and if you want to bookmark this site, just so you have it and you remember it.
I did.
So it's probably the easiest. Okay, beautiful. Go ahead and click back to that Facebook Ads Manager now.
Ads Manager.
Yep. Okay, and so in the headline, put a little house before the word Cottonwood, California. Put that, just paste that emoji that you just copied.
Right here?
Yep, go ahead and paste.
Okay.
Or you can hit Control V as in Victor on your keyboard as well. V as in Victor.
Should I put a space or just leave it as is?
Yeah, I'd put a little space, break it up a little bit. All right, and then go ahead and click away from it. And do you notice how it puts that emoji now? And you can actually see what that looks like. Now, right above that ad, you're going to see the word mobile newsfeed. Yep, right there.
Okay.
Click on that. And it basically gives you the ability to see, okay, what is this ad going to look like on someone's desktop computer versus what it's going to look like on someone's cell phone. So go ahead and choose desktop. And so that's what it's going to look like on someone's desktop computer right now.
Okay.
So here's the thing to know. About 90% of people are going to be viewing it on their mobile. So mobile is the one that you want to look the best. That's where majority of traffic comes from on Facebook. Everyone's on their cell phone or their tablet. So, yep. So what I would do is I would toy around with this a little bit. And the other thing, we didn't talk about images and graphics and all of that, but it pulled like a photo from your website. But if I were you, I would pick up a little more appealing house. So if you scroll up a little bit, right there in the middle of the screen, you're going to notice that you can upload an image from your computer.
Right.
Yep. Or you'll also notice they have what are called free stock images there. So right below the word upload, you're going to see the word free stock images. And so you can see all of these. So if you type in the word like home or house, you're going to see all of these images that Facebook gives you for free if you want to use.
Okay.
So obviously pick one that kind of represents your area. But yeah, I would recommend choosing kind of one of those. And then yeah, if it does, If you do have like a specific house, maybe you've got a new listing on 123 Main Street, I would use the photo of 123 Main Street on that house.
Okay.
Here's the big thing. Photography does make a huge difference. So always make sure that you do pick a photo that looks nice. Don't get one that's, someone's hands in the photo, or it's from too far away. People can't really get a good idea of what the actual, image is. So photography and high quality, photography makes a big, big difference. Some realtors do a horrible job of taking photos of properties. But yeah, if I were you, choose a good photo. It makes a big difference.
Okay.
So aside from that, next time we're going to dive a little bit further, and I'm going to give you a bunch of good ads that we can actually do. So next time I'm going to do a little bit more of the drive.